Welcome back to the vendor table.
What's up?
Oh, it's getting ready for busy season.
I'm not ready.
You know?
No. I mean, I am, but at the same time, I'm just like, I know how hellacious it's going to be.
Oh, I'm so ready.
You're ready?
Jacked up.
After the first weekend, you're going to be shot.
Probably. Probably. I have high hopes.
I've got people that are inquiring for fall sessions already, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I'm trying to pace myself with those. I'm like, if they're not a regular wedding client, I'm going to try to limit those, because every year I'm like, I'm going to limit the amount of sessions I take, extra sessions I take, and I never do. And then I'm like shooting like 4 a week and on top of like 2 weddings, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Why did I do this?
Why did I do this to myself?
I was talking to our friend Britt about it, and she was like, girl, I only do like 2 days a week, like max. And I was like, okay.
She got a new baby, so
that's smart. Yeah. What do you mean?
Britt was also doing like 50 weddings a year, like, I know, as of like 2 years ago. So she like learned her lesson. She
said that like I think she does like 2 sessions in one day, and then like that's it. Like the rest of the week is open. I was like, that's really fucking smart. I am doing like 1 session 4 days a week.
I still do that too,
and I have to stop. So
yeah, I try to limit to 2 a week, because also, you know, 'tis the season for rain, and
we need rain dates.
You need rain dates, so sometimes you got to cram them. But so I try to limit sessions to 2 and weddings 2 a week. I don't take on triples.
Thankfully, yeah. I have another one coming up.
Why?
Listen, they booked like this month. They booked this month for next month.
What's wrong with you?
Money.
What's wrong with you?
Gets me every time.
Just that almighty dollar. Just
yeah, but at least this one I'm second shooting for 2 and main shooting for that one.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier. The last one I second shot for you one day, and then I did 2 back to back for myself, and they were like large wedding parties, and
it
was a lot.
Yeah.
One of them was like 11 hours too in like the Rockaways. It was a lot.
It's a lot. Like I did 3 elopements in a week, and that was tough. That was like, because they're only like 3 to 4 hours, but there's still like the driving, the getting out there, the coordination, like the teasers, doing all that stuff. It still takes a lot. So I was pretty gassed after those, even though I'm like used to 10-hour days. So I was like, yeah, I was like, this is.
So yeah, I have 1 more triple.
1 more.
And then I have a few doubles.
Like, do yourself a favor. Don't take a triple.
I'm never doing this again. I say this every year.
I don't take triples. I can't do them.
I say this every year. If I take a triple, I'm not booking for the rest of the month. It's going to be just 1 triple, done.
I think that's smart. Like, if you're going to crank a triple, crank it in 1 weekend, and just like, you'll be good for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
You know? Thankfully, like, things are easier with AI editing and all that stuff, making things easier. But you're putting a lot of time into this stuff. So it's like, it is...
culling. Culling is my
culling
fucking...
takes a lot.
Once you told me that you started culling immediately after the wedding, I was like, that's fucking smart. Yeah. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, it's so smart, because every wedding...
That's the worst part.
So I have 2 weddings due this week, but it's culled and it's edited already. I just have to do all my revisions, like tweaks, and go through it and all that stuff. So I have to like, you know, make certain changes to images and stuff like that. So it's going to take me an extra like hour and a half to do that.
Yeah.
And then probably another half hour to export, and then like 15 minutes to upload. So 2 hours, but it's pretty much done already. So it's cool. And I'm delivering in a month as opposed to 2 months. So
don't tell people that.
Oh, shit. I just outed myself.
Damn.
Fuck. But I'm delivering quicker, so like the clients are loving that. Like I delivered Anne Marie and Matt, the wedding we last worked together, that you saw like the Google Glasses perspective.
Yes.
Like if you guys are listeners and stuff like that, and you follow us on Instagram, that was the wedding. I just delivered that, and that was like I think 5 weeks ago. So it was pretty quick turnaround, and I probably would have delivered it quicker if I wasn't away.
Yeah.
And so yeah, trying to like use certain things to like tips and tricks to kind of stay on top of things. But yeah, culling the day, like right away. Like that's the biggest tip I got this year. I started doing it, and man, it's great.
That's what I got to do. Monday, just smash it out.
Yeah, it's hard to do when you're like in the middle of the season. Like I started the season with that mentality, so maybe
Do
something.
you work on multiple weddings at the same time, or you just go with one at a time?
One at a time. No, one at a
I
time.
don't know how people can do that.
No, how?
I can't.
How? My brain doesn't work like that.
I can't go back and forth like that.
If you could do that, you're fucking awesome. But I can't do that.
You have a different type of brain if you can do that.
You are fucking crazy.
Superhuman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Robot?
Yeah, maybe you're AI. I don't know.
I can't do that shit.
No, I'm. Oh God, I can't concentrate. I can't eat I can't eat a protein bar and cull at the same time. I have to be locked in.
Yeah.
I'm like. Although I have been watching like shows and movies when I cull.
I started watching Letterkenny.
It's a cartoon.
No, it's like a Canadian redneck show.
Is it?
It is so funny. If you watch Letterkenny, write in and tell me how funny you think the show is, or if it's just not your humor, but it is like dry humor.
Yeah.
And I can't stop fucking laughing. It is like my favorite thing to watch right now. It's on Hulu.
Is it?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been watching while I'm editing right now.
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts.
I can't listen to podcasts and edit.
Really?
I don't stay focused.
Oh.
It's so weird. I can like glance at the other screen and watch a show.
Yeah.
But I can't retain
Like
words without a visual.
I kind of like sometimes like just I'm playing it and I'm not paying attention, but like I have been listening to like quite a few podcasts, especially industry related podcasts, and really enjoying them. Like I didn't think I would, but like I'm listening to like Cassidy Lynn's podcast. I really like some of the topics she's covering, like really cool. We should try to have her on the show. She would
give her a shout. Hi, Cassidy.
We'd love to have her on. One of my favorites, though, is Runaway Vows. I got to give them a shout out.
Well, Matt and I were just talking about them.
Yeah, they're great. Their lighting is like fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I told Matt we need to up our lighting game because of Runaway Vows.
Yeah, their lighting is like fucking awesome. But they actually posted a clip that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I really loved their perspective on it. It was in their TBA Gate episode, and they shouted us out in that episode.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So give them a shout out. But yeah, you got to check out Runaway Vows. Their podcast is called The Kitchen. They posted a clip that a listener wrote into their show that someone said that people now throw weddings with their photos in mind as the final product, whereas the wedding used to be the final product. People are just caring about the photos more than being in the moment. And this person wrote, the magic happens when people just let themselves be. I loved that perspective because we see it more and more in this industry is people are getting caught up in the photos, looking good for the photos, staging things to look good for the photos. When a wedding is really, we've said this before, it's a union of two people coming together. Everything else is extra. Everything's a bonus.
There's like something so beautiful about the moment you can see the tension release out of someone's shoulders when they just stop stressing.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if it's like a stress thing. It's just like, it's almost like we're in this age where everybody is social media obsessed, right? Like their friend got married, their photos look like this. They need to have this picture, that picture, or this. And they lose focus on like the actual moment. Mm-hmm. And those moments, like when you just let go and have the time of your life, are the best photos.
100% the best photos. They just show raw emotion because you are enjoying every bit of your day. You're forgetting the cameras there. You're not worried about the details of the room. You're not worried about like if your flowers are perfectly straight or anything like that. You're just enjoying your soon-to-be partner. Mm-hmm. And that is the most important thing you could do. So a wedding day, you know, a lot of people think of it as a production or as a show. And yes, it is, but don't let that like be taken out of context, and don't let yourself get carried away in that production. Mm-hmm. Enjoy it.
That's what you hire other people for. You know,
hired the pros for that.
Yeah,
you hired the pros. You hired the pros to take care of that. Mm-hmm. So let them do their jobs, and that way you can enjoy your wedding. Remember, it is a wedding day. It's not a production. It is, but it isn't. Okay, right. It's a production for your vendors. Okay, but for you, you should be enjoying your day.
Yeah, totally.
So I love that. I got to give them a shout out
Good
for sharing that.
perspective.
It was a great perspective. I think the person that wrote that in, you know, like saying the magic happens when people just let themselves be.
100%.
So true. So true. So yeah, there was a, like I saw that clip recently and I was like, that's a really good thing to talk about.
Well done.
You know what someone wrote in the other day? Do you should you gatekeep photo locations?
I fucking hate that word.
Yeah, can we
stop? Like, ugh.
It's such a cringy word. It's like moist.
Ugh.
It's like the word moist.
Stop saying it.
It's a little moist out right now. Everybody in their car is probably collectively going, ugh.
Stop. Gross.
Gatekeeping photo locations, a lot of people have asked this, like, when is it appropriate to share a location? Do you, like, as a photographer, do you gatekeep your locations?
Depends on who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have my photographer friends who I will share locations with if I find somewhere new. But we're in a small area, and chances are most of us are shooting at the same damn locations already. Mm-hmm. There's very rarely any secret spots that are, on my feed or whatever that you could see and be like, where was this?
Yeah.
But if it's a stranger that I have never spoken to before and like it's an obscure location that I worked hard to find, I'm just going to leave you on red, buddy. Yeah. I know that's not like the best advice, but like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do the same thing though.
Not to like be blunt about it, but
I don't know you, man.
I don't owe you shit. I don't owe anybody shit.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, if I don't know you, I'm not sharing those locations with you. I will share with my fellow photographers, my friends, stuff like that. Like, I found a really cool spot, and like the first thing I did was like, oh, I found a really cool spot, and I like texted you. I was like,
yeah, he sent it to me. I haven't gone there yet, but like also, Mike has sent me a couple of locations and been like, this is a secret. Please don't tell anybody about it because not that many people know about it. It's really beautiful, and I don't want anybody to fuck it up.
Yeah.
We have these locations too where other people have fucking ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, that's the part where, like there have been a few parks around this area that were beautiful photographic locations that you're not allowed to shoot at anymore because of
people
somebody ruining it. And that was,
they leave confetti behind or like whatever props, they just leave there.
Yeah.
And
you block like walkways or paths.
The location. And then our Avalon Park, like you can't shoot there anymore. It's one of the most beautiful spots on Long Island. It's gorgeous.
You shoot there like twice a month.
You can't fucking shoot there anymore because some videographer roped off a gigantic section of the park without a permit, without permission, and was turning park goers away because they were filming some kind of production. Ruined it for everybody.
Yep.
Now the park rangers patrol and tell you have to leave if you have a camera in your hand.
Yep. So
thanks, guys.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful park that we love shooting at. So like if you are at a location, there's like if you're at a location, you should leave no trace, and that's like you hear that a lot, like exercising leave no trace or LNT, for the fact of like keeping these places pristine and things like that. Now, if it's a landmark, okay, like. We shoot at the Fire Island Lighthouse.
Constantly.
Right? Okay, it's tattooed on my arm here. Okay,
every time you go there, there's at least like 10 other photographers.
Okay, you can't keep a landmark secret, like because people know where it is.
Yeah.
It's apparent. It's like everybody knows where it is. So, if I'm photographing at the lighthouse, I'm going to share that location because people know where it is.
Yeah,
okay?
It's identifiable.
Montauk, same thing. Like, okay, people know where I shoot in Montauk, but if I'm shooting at a place that I just found or like somewhere that's like really nice, I'm probably going to not share that location initially. But if somebody asks me that I know, like you said, I'm going to share that with them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to share that with random strangers.
No.
And, like they're one of the big tags, I think, on Instagram was like, tag responsibly, keep the West wild, like it's big in like the Pacific Northwest and everything like that, because we've seen a lot, like Pacific Northwest, especially like 10 years ago, was probably like the staple for wedding photography. Like if you were getting married in the Pacific Northwest, you had these like incredible serene backdrops, like incredible seascapes. Like you could shoot anywhere and it was just like
gorgeous,
pretty. You know, like I think there was like it was like the Vance Bridge or something like that, like that people were like exploring and stuff like that, and like that was like, it wasn't known, but like a couple photographers took amazing photos there, and then everyone was like, where was that? And everybody started flocking to that place, and then I think somebody got hurt or something like that, and now it's roped off and you can't go there. Same with
this one.
Yeah, this was a few years ago, but there was a situation that happened in Cape Kiwanda, Oregon, where vandals knocked over a rock formation after the beach started to become popular on social media. I remember seeing that rock formation and being like, that's incredible. Like they had couples standing on the rocks and everything. It was just incredible. A lot of people didn't know about it. It wasn't a popular tourist spot or anything like that. And then, you know, photos started blowing up on Instagram, and people found out where it was, and what happens.
I mean, let's talk about Proserpines, because fucking humans are inherently terrible, apparently. You know, we have this location that's close to us, and that almost every photographer on fucking Long Island goes to this place in the fall. You know, like it is one of those, it's a pine tree forest, and in there were these gigantic man-made teepees that you could fit in the main one, you could fit like 10 people in there. It was huge. And they were like a really amazing feature. And somebody set them on fire.
Yeah. And they're gone now.
They're gone. And they were there for ever.
Yeah. Like as long as I've been shooting there. So it just sucks when, you know, and I think that's why a lot of, like, I posted this on Threads, and a lot of photographers went back and forth, like, you know, I'll share whatever. I'll share anything.
Good for you, bro.
It's like, okay, buddy. Okay. Just watch when your place that you love gets shut down. Okay. Yeah. Oh God, so many pick me ass bitches on.
Listen, if that's your choice. If you want to share, that's fine. You're allowed to. No one's stopping you. If I want to keep my obscure locations close to the chest, then I will. And fucking fuck you if you get mad at me about it. I don't care.
Yeah. So with gatekeeping, your favorite word. With gatekeeping, I think it's appropriate to gatekeep.
Somebody told us we were gatekeeping raws. Like, I don't think you know what that word means.
No. Like, we get called gatekeepers a lot. I don't know why. Because I'm like, we're literally sharing information.
We are giving you information for free.
Giving you so much.
All the time.
We don't paywall shit. Shut up. Clowns. Huh.
You pay us for this attitude.
But
no, you don't. You get it for free.
I think if you're gonna keep a location like sacred or anything like that, that's your every right to do that.
It's at everyone's discretion. Like, shut up about the gatekeeping. Let people fucking do whatever they want.
Yeah, like and like the people that are like, I'll share everything. Like, good for you, bro.
I can't wait for your spot to be overrun with people who disrespect it.
Yep, 100%. So this episode is sponsored by the Legal Paige. Legal Paige is a legal education platform for small businesses as well as a contract templates shop. They help you get legally legit in minutes. So we're super excited to partner with them. But Lauren, I know you've been using a Legal Paige contract for a long time, right?
I sure have. I love it. It protects me against anything that you could possibly think of. It's a brick. It's one of my favorite parts about my business. I'm so proud of it because it's just like got everything that you can think of. And available in their shop are different amendments, different clauses, and you can find anything there. Any situation that you could possibly think of, that website has it. Yeah,
they have everything like short forms and a la carte clauses. So whether you're a photographer, videographer, planner, florist, DJ, you name it, the Legal Paige has a contract that will make your business legit.
All the contracts have been reviewed and critiqued by industry-leading professionals and come with a free future updates made by the Legal Paige's legal team.
And if you guys didn't know this, but Paige is a retired wedding and family photographer, as well as an attorney. So she has a very unique perspective and expertise when it comes to photography contracts.
The Legal Paige offers free education through their blog posts, podcast episodes, and their YouTube channel.
So one of the cooler things also is that we're partnered. We have a special link in the show notes that you could check out her whole shop, everything like that, get yourself legally legit. But you could use code TVT10, and that gets you what?
It gets you 10% off anything in the shop, which is awesome.
Awesome. So definitely get yourself legally legit. Check out the Legal Page.
Best money I've ever spent.
Check it out in the show notes.
We just want to give a special shout out to Maru, one of our sponsors. Maru is a modern payment experience for the weddings and events industry.
Maru has added some incredible new features, including the ability to send contracts, create itemized invoices, and our personal favorite, the ability to pay contractors.
Love this.
Yeah, like that makes me so happy to have a platform that if I need to pay like an associate or a second shooter, I'm paying them right through Maru. It just goes right to their bank account, makes things so nice and easy.
It's also so neat and organized.
Yes.
You can find anything.
Super organized. Like, I love it because I'm just like, hey, I got to print it out at the end of the year, send my accountant over for tax purposes and all that stuff.
Perfect.
It keeps things so nice and neat.
Maru is a community of 10,000 plus wedding and event professionals, and it's growing. They offer seamless transactions and a hassle-free payment experience. They make it easy for you to focus on what you do best, creating memorable experiences.
So we went over it, but with Maru, you could create and share your contract, accept and make payments without processing fees, offer clients a simpler experience, no need to sign up, just pay and go, and pay your contractors, something we both love. So it also keeps all your payments neatly organized in the central hub. You could sign up for free at maru.us/TBT. Did you see on TikTok, since you're back on TikTok?
What? I've
right.
seen so many things. So many things.
Did you see on TikTok that there was a person who was like, I went to this incredible wedding and it had this beautiful glass greenhouse and all this stuff, and it was so awesome, and look at all the place settings and all this. It was amazing, and it ended up being an Engage Summit, which is like the biggest wedding showcase in the industry. It is like the Met Gala for weddings.
Somehow that one slipped by me, I suppose, but...
You didn't see this?
No.
Yeah, so on TikTok, there was a person that was just literally going crazy, oh my God, this was such an incredible wedding. It had incredible chandeliers and floral design, and it looked so incredible. And there's this beautiful glass greenhouse that was built in this middle of this area, and it was so cool. And just what an incredible wedding it was, right? And people commenting, this was the Engage Summit. This is literally the Met Gala for weddings. Literally, it's that's for the vendors, that attend the summit. So, yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
So
man.
It's the styled shoot argument.
So, yeah, but for one of the most iconic events, right? We're going to try to pass this off as a real wedding that every photographer in existence knows about.
It's okay. You are an idiot if that, were you just trying to go for engagement?
I feel like I've been asking this every episode lately, but are you well?
Totally unwell.
Are you okay?
Oh my God. But yeah, so this is the styled shoot argument, right?
Yeah.
This is why it's important to show full galleries and show
the
work and all that stuff, because you have people trying to influencers trying to say, I attended this amazing wedding. Oh my God, it's so good. It was the fucking Engage Summit, you clown.
Everything on the internet is a lie.
It's such a lie. It's
I'm convinced.
Why are you trying to deceive your clients? Why? If you're a wedding planner, why are you trying to deceive your clients?
So this was a planner.
I don't know if it was a planner. I actually don't know if it was a planner or just an influencer or something like that.
God.
But I'm are you, like you said, are you well?
Are you well?
Question mark,
Do you need some tea?
Maybe
some soup?
I don't know. Speaking of planners, we love our planners around here. Somebody asked us this question, which I loved. So who should create or control the timeline, the planner or the photographer?
I think we work together.
100%. Communication is key. All right. Photographer is not going to plan load-in times and when the florist arrives and all that stuff. Photographer is going to plan the photo timeline and run the photo aspect of the day, but it's not the responsibility of the photographer to cue in certain things or set certain things. They'll make suggestions hair and makeup should start, or hair and makeup should end, or
we're not going to know exactly when the makeup team should start. We can tell them when they should be done.
Yeah, exactly.
What time guests are arriving, because we don't control that. No. All of those things are kind of in the umbrella of the planner, but they also need information from us to contribute to their timeline.
Yeah.
Now, I think what this person was saying is like, who's top dog? Like
Who's controlling
in
it?
control?
Who's controlling it?
We both are.
Yeah, like on the day, personally, for
We're
me,
both hired to do a job.
yeah, like if I'm given a 2-hour window, I'm going to make sure I'm done within that 2-hour window to do photos and stuff like that. I'm going to dictate the flow, though, during that 2-hour window. Like, they're not going to tell me you're doing bridal portraits here and, like, you're doing, wedding party here. You're doing, like the bride and groom or the couple
I
here.
will do what I want.
Exactly. So... And that's where the planner doesn't step in. And I'm, as a photographer, I'm not going to tell I'm not
going to tell the planner how to do their job.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's the same thing with the reception. Like, a lot of people are like, does the photographer plan the schedule of the reception? No, absolutely not. That's usually the entertainment. So like the DJ MC.
They usually will find us right at the beginning and give us the lowdown, like how exactly it's going to go down, when the order of formalities are, if there's space in between, if everything's front loaded or whatever. And then, we just show up and shoot it.
Yeah, 100%. That's like the best way to do it. It's just like show up.
We're like, cool, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
show up, shoot it. And then if you're going to take the couple out, like for, let's say, sunset or night portraits, it's always best to kind of communicate that with the entertainment.
Entertainment and whoever's running the show in the venue.
Yeah. Because once the reception starts, like they have
that's
food,
their...
Yeah.
That's all them.
They have food schedule times. They have, like dance times, stuff like that. They have, when's the toast going to happen? When's the parent dance going to happen? So you need to have all of that, like, and work around that. So as a photographer, who should create or control the timeline, it's a joint effort all around.
Yeah.
For everybody.
We're a team.
Yay. Granted, like I like being hands-on with the timeline.
Yeah, I know how you feel about your timelines.
Love my timelines.
I know.
I know you love your timelines.
I do.
I know you like printing them out.
I do. I put them on paper. Everybody knows this. Mm-hmm. I like to have it. Britt does too. She puts them on a clipboard.
She's a clipboard girly. She's from the School of White Pear. Liz used to do that. So I second shot for Liz a bunch, and she had her whole organized clipboard and everything like that. And basically, it did make things nice and neat and organized. I just do it on my phone.
I don't always. My phone, it turns off. It does those things. It's in my bag. It's in my phone. I don't know. Yeah. Something about it. I need to have it hard copy.
I saw a photographer. I love this because I actually have it. I might start doing it. Like, the mounts that go on the hot shoe mounts for your phone and everything like that to record behind the scenes and everything. I saw a photographer use it not for that, but they were using it for their list. They actually just put it on their hot shoe mount, so for their family formal list, they knew what shots they were going off. And that's the hardest part for me, because I usually hand my phone to my second, or if I don't have a second, I'm throwing it back in my bag and it's annoying. So I'm like, that's
the thing too, is you have to hold the camera with two hands, and then you have to dig it out of your pocket and all that stuff. My paper, I just throw on the floor, or I forget it in the fucking prep room and don't have it anymore.
That's why I keep it on my phone, because I don't forget
it's on my phone too.
But, someone also said to us, what's our biggest pet peeve on a wedding? I'm like, we could do a whole episode of pet peeves. Lately, you know what mine is? You know what my biggest pet peeve is?
Tell me.
Bridesmaids that don't want to take off their Apple Watches.
Exclusively bridesmaids.
Exclusively bridesmaids.
I have not run into one who refused.
I've had 4.
Really?
In the last couple of years.
Why? Because
they want to track their steps.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. They're on a streak and they don't want to lose their streak. Matt's that's so stupid. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Are we well?
Are we well? Now.
Oh my God.
I would probably not care. I don't care. I just make suggestions. I'm like, all right, ladies, if you got a hair tie on your wrist or an Apple Watch, why don't you take it off? It just looks better in photos, stuff like that. And usually the bride will be like, get your Apple Watches off, kind of thing. I've seen some really cool Apple Watch, bands. Bands and stuff. Meredith actually had one for her sister's wedding that I didn't even notice was an Apple Watch. It looked
you could turn it.
It looked like jewelry. It actually looked like jewelry. But I'm not gonna pester them, but it just annoys me if the bride asks them not to wear it and they're wearing it in all the photos, and then the bride asks me to Photoshop it out. You're just adding more work for me, and I don't like you for that. So that's become my new pet peeve is the Apple Watches. When the bride specifically tells them to take it off, and we make the suggestion to have them take it off, but they refuse to because they're tracking their steps.
That is so weird, you guys. I know you want to track
Close those rings.
Okay.
Close the rings.
Put it back on after photos.
Fuck me, bro.
Seriously.
Like, stop.
That's the wildest shit. Okay, it's not the wildest shit I've ever heard, but like, you're just taking photos. Like, you're really not stepping very far. Like, it's not like you're walking. You might be losing like 20 steps.
Yeah.
Are we serious?
Like, wear it during the reception. Like, you'll make it all up. But it's like, my stand goals. Like, I hit my stand goals.
This is so silly.
Yeah, right? So I can't, man. It's a pet peeve of mine, but I've given up, like, trying. What I do now is, like, if you're wearing it on your left hand, you're going to stand on the right side. So, like, I'm hiding it. I'm hiding it in everything and, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just fuck, man. Like, come on. I don't even know what else we could talk about on this one.
Now we're just kind of like bullshitting here, but like it's what do you think about, because we put some talking points on here. We're just kind of like having a conversation. But what do you think about the charging for like a no planner fee?
I see why people would do it.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to do that. It's part of what I do.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need a planner.
I'm not going to charge you for not having a planner. Like,
I think it's because people are saying
those weddings are chaotic.
Yeah. And I think they're saying, like, photographers take on the role of a planner if a planner's not there, because they're kind of keeping things on schedule, on timing. Or,
I mean, there was somebody in our group that basically was like, where do I draw the line with like questions that the couple is asking me that are kind of like outside of my area of expertise, like something that a planner would handle. And I just, boundaries.
Yeah. I think you just say, hey, that's not a question I could answer because I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't know that. So,
or we're going beyond the scope of my job now into like, I'm not a wedding planner. So if you need help with something, you can reach out to your venue coordinator or something like that.
Yeah.
But, again, your choice. You can do this. I'm not offended by it.
No, I think if you're doing that, I think that's fine. But I also think, part of what I do is kind of built into the contract of what I do. Like, I'm building the timeline. It's actually in the contract that like, I help build
We're planning the photo timeline.
And I tell my couples, like, in the meetings, like, if you have a question, you could email me, you could call me, like, if it's urgent, like, I'm an open book to you and stuff like that. I also limit the amount of couples I take on per year because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like, if you have a client abusing those privileges, though, I could understand, and they're asking you questions that maybe aren't, like, relevant to your job. Like, if you're a photographer and they're asking you, like, what dimension tent should I get for, 150 people? Well, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. So, like, you might want to ask the tent company or
the tent people,
or hire a day of coordinator that could maybe better facilitate that and help build, like, a seating chart for you. So that's stuff that, like, I think, if you're starting to do that stuff, then yes, it falls outside the scope of your work. You got to set boundaries with your couples in that regard. So, if you're going to charge a no planner fee, you have every right to do that. But I don't personally do that, and I don't think I will. So, that's a quick one.
That's all right.
All right. Yeah.
That'll do.
All right.
30 minutes.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. All right, Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog on Instagram and TikTok. Mike, where can they find you?
At Michael Gazzara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as
our Facebook group.
And guys, leave us a review. We love it. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Like and subscribe. We always appreciate it. But until then, we'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.